Good day and welcome to another broadcast of Venture Capital Fund. In the event that you're joining me for the first time, do permit me to tell you a little bit about the program. In this program, we focus a lot on business-related issues and a whole lot of issues on financial intelligence. You see, in starting your business, it's important for you to understand the importance of setting objective and planning, organizing resources to achieve the objective, communicating with and motivating your team, coordinating activities, and what is measuring and controlling performance against the objective that you want to achieve in business. So we'll teach you everything about this. And on the other side, we will teach you about how the commercial financial sector works and how the investment financial sector works and how smart capital markets can bring you tremendous financial leverage when you understand how to navigate the world of finance. So we will teach you all of that as we go through our content over the life of this program. Now, over the last few days, I started a random topic, which was business has no instant gratification. But because of the number of important issues that was raised during that discourse, we have decided, or I have decided, to develop each of the talking points for which we're going to go deeper into the belly of the concepts. One of the reasons I am doing this is because we're seeing that over 20% of businesses that get started fail within the first year, and over 50% of businesses that get started fail within the first 5 years. What that is showing, and the facts are showing, is that many of these businesses are not demonstrating the staying power. So a lot of what we're going to be talking about today, it is designed to really give you the kind of information that will allow you to have that staying power to be able to get your business startup through the startup phase. We begin by looking at a number of issues, and today I want us to look at a number of other critically important concepts. And today we will be looking at what we call 6 steps to build brand relevance. 6 steps to build your brand relevance. And I want to say this. It's important to you who are in business, who are intended to get into business or intend to get into business, to understand what is your brand and to understand how to build and create brand relevant. So we're going to talk everything in relation to that today. Now, my name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the multiple best-selling author for several books, including Manager's Toolkit and Billionaire Quotes. These 2 books are already bestsellers. So I want to encourage you to log on to our sister company website, which is www.megamoneygui.com. Navigate the front page, you will see the books. You can make online purchase. You can also reach out to me directly via the website, and I will give you a few other contact information. Or navigate the website, you will see additional contact information from me. You can reach out to me and make arrangement to get your copies of these books. Very, very powerful information in this book. All right, so today as I said, we're going to be looking at 6 steps to building brand relevance. Now, how important is brand relevance? It's ground zero. It's ground zero in starting your business. What brand relevance simply means is that you're building a product or you're developing a service and you're making an offer to the public, and that product and that service, your value proposition has 101% relevance to the specific target market. Now, speaking about specific target market, if you want to achieve brand relevance, it is also necessary, first of all, necessary for you to be able to ask yourself, who is your specific target audience? It is absolutely necessary for you to clearly define your specific target audience. And I can't emphasize this enough. We have emphasized this in earlier broadcasts, and I will continue to do it because this is ground zero, and you need to get this right in your business startup. You must ask yourself, who is the final consumer? Who you are targeting? And ensure that you do every single thing practically possible to be certain that you have all of the right motives for targeting your customers. Never walk away with a falsified notion that you are targeting everyone. Your products, your service, your brand, they are never designed to reach everyone. Over a period of time, I will explain all of that to you. But the first thing that I want you to do in this process, as we look at step one, the 6 steps to building brand relevance, the first thing that you must do is invest the time, the talent, and the resources to identify the lifestyle need of the specific demographic. Invest the time, the talent, and the resources to identify what are the lifestyle needs of the specific target market. You need to do this. Step 2 is about investing time, talent, and resources to identify the cultural needs of the specific target market. You need to invest at that time to get the skin in the game of really getting to know who is or are the target market. You want to know their lifestyle. You want to know their culture. The next step that you want to learn here is invest in time and talent and resources to really understand and identify the social class of the specific target market. Yes, this is also necessary. All right, it is also necessary. Some of the examples that we want us to look at when it comes to social class. In the Caribbean, in Guyana, let us say you want to introduce a new product into that market. Let us say you're introducing a premium brand into that market. Understanding social class is absolutely necessary. Why? Because this is what happened. You will be able to look at the social class structure in the country and make an educated decision. And just let me go through this a little bit with you. You're dealing with a population that has approximately 800,000 persons. 16% of the population lives in extreme poverty, and that is a very large number. It's about 180,000 persons. You now have 36% of the population that is in poverty. So the first level was extreme poverty. The second layer was poverty, 36%. That's about 280,000 persons. You have 30% that is middle class, and you have 10% that is upper class. But remember, your product is a premium brand. So that simply means that you are targeting the upper class. And 10% of 800,000 may give you a figure of about 80,000 persons. So from the market analysis, you can see very clearly here that your products or your services is going to be targeted at 80,000 persons within the market. This is your specific target market. But of course, this is not all that you would need to do. You need to also evaluate competition, and you also need to evaluate how the specific target market is dispersed geographically. We'll give you some additional hints on that just now. But the reason that you want to go deep into the belly of identifying the lifestyle, culture, social class of the specific target market is because these facts are information that you need to make informed and educated business decision. Again, let me say this. Their business has no instant gratification. What this means is that getting into business today doesn't mean that you're supposed to cash flow maximize today. I did say this earlier. Many businesses, before they do the official launch of their brand, may be in the market for a year, 2 years, 3 years, testing their products. There are many brands that you may not even see for a little while, so you think that they're off the market, you think that they have failed, but they have taken the time out to innovate new products, innovate new services, commit the time, the talent, and the resources to really understand the substance of that product and properly align the substance of the product to the specific target market. And to do so, you have to get enough skin in the game. You must do your market research to gather the critical market intelligence so as to be able to make informed and educated decisions. Absolutely necessary. So step one represents demographic specific market research, and you need to do this. And I've given you 3 systems that you can use in the research. 3 things that you need to do in this research. Identify the lifestyle needs of the specific target market, identify the cultural needs of the specific target market, identify the social class needs of the specific target market. You need to know this. If you want to build brand relevance, and that is build a brand that is 101% relevant to the needs and wants and expectations of the specific target market. You want to be successful in business, these are essential things to do. And to do these things, these are all things that you have to do long before you launch your business. I would normally say speed is not accuracy. Speed to open doors and open your business doesn't mean that you're in front. It means that you might be in front in terms of opening the door, but in terms of launching with the highest degree of accuracy, with the highest degree an opportunity to make impact on the lives of people, taking the time to get it right sometimes, or in all the cases is the right time. This is what we call putting the horse in front of the cart and not the cart in front of the horse. Very often many business startups get frustrated because you're in the market and you're fighting, you're trying to cash flow the operation, but you're not able to cash flow the operation. Why? Because you don't know who you're targeting. You don't understand their needs and their wants and their expectations. You don't understand the lifestyle and the culture and the social class. But here is where you're in business. You have a product, you have a service, you have a brand, and you're not getting the desired response that you were looking for. These are important issues for you to recognize in starting that business. Step 2 that I want us to look at today, we're looking at 6 steps to build brand relevance. Step 2, I want to talk about product innovation, product service innovation. You don't innovate a product or a service until you get past step 1, which is researching the lifestyle, culture, social class of your specific target market. We're going for brand relevance. And again, it's not about putting the cart in front of the horse, it's about putting the horse in front of the cart. And the horse is the market research. The cart is the product and service innovation. All right, it's the product and service innovation. So at this stage of the game, step 2 of product and service innovation, you're innovating or supplying a product that has demographic relevance, that has specific demographic relevance. Let's go back at this. Step 2 is product innovation. And this you're doing 2 things. You're either innovating a new product or you are supplying a product that has 101% relevance to your specific target market. The only way to understand yes, if it's going to be specific to the target market is if you do the market research. These are important steps for you to be taken in positioning your business, your idea, your brand in the hearts, minds, and soul of the potential customer. Step 2 is to innovate or supply services that has demographic relevance. You just don't say that I want to become a public speaker or I want to provide public speaking training to the corporate community without understanding if there's a need, without understanding the size of the market, without understanding how the market is geographically dispersed, without understanding if the market have the cash flow to invest in your brand, or if the market is willing to invest in that kind of training. And you can only know this from the market research. Step 1, the market research. You can only know this from the market research. So you innovate products and services based on the market research to best achieve brand relevance. The third concept, the third step that we're going to be looking at here is what we call market testing. And I can't emphasize this enough. You need to test your brand in the market. Design and implement random sampling test strategy. Design and implement random sampling test strategies. Whatever products or service you're going to be innovating, you need to be able to carry it to the market and really test it. You do the research, you have some idea of what the consumer wants. Now you innovate the product and you carry it back to the market to test it. The first part of the market research is really to inform you what the market needs, wants, and expectations are. The second part of the market testing, which is also a part of the research, is to really assess if your innovation lives up to the expectation or exceed their expectations. You must test the product or the service in the market. This is what literally informs your decision as to if you're compliant or if you're achieving brand relevance, and if the potential specific target audience are now willing to invest with you by testing. So one of the first things you can do is to design and implement a random sampling test strategy. The second thing that you can do is to design and implement a quota sampling test strategy. These are marketing research techniques that you can use to gather critical market information so you can make informed and educated decision about getting into business. Sometimes you see a product on the market before the official launch of that product into the market. And the reason the product is on the market is because you are testing consumer response. There's a right and wrong way in doing business. And I keep emphasizing, there's a right and wrong way to get visible, and there's a right and wrong time to get visible. There's a right and wrong way to doing business too. There is a right and wrong way in doing business, and the information I'm giving you will allow you to do it the right way so you can get better results. This is why you need the right business consultants on your side. You need the right PFA, professional financial advisors, on your side that can give you the best advice to help to scale your business, your idea, your brand with local, regional, and international relevance. So step 4 that we're going to be looking at here is what we're going to call feedback and data compilation. Feedback and data compilation. Now you want feedback. The reason you're going to go to the market in the first place to do the research is because you want feedback. The first stage of feedback is to identify what people need, wants, and expectations are. Feedback. Have a database in place, have a system in place to document them. The reason you're going to be innovating the product is to carry it back to the market and test it. The reason you're going to be doing the testing, you want feedback. You want to put yourself in a position of strength to know exactly what are the demands of that market so you can continue to tweak your products, your service innovation to reach those expectations and to go beyond those expectations. There's a reason for all of this. All right, so you want feedback. You want to set up your feedback and data compilation. What exactly does this mean? Develop what we call your customer feedback questionnaire database. So you must have a questionnaire that chronicles feedback from the specific target market. And it is documented. Every single person that you are engaging with in the random sampling, in the quota sampling, you want to create a database of all of that and all of the feedback that you get from them. So if you're doing the research with 100 persons, 500 persons, 1,000 persons, 10,000 persons, you want to have that database that you can quickly look back at when it comes to the other stage of evaluation. We'll talk about that as well. But at this stage is to document everything that is coming out of the research. Again, doing this is not average. You know, you need to have somebody to understand market research, understand the demographic, understand the product that you want to innovate, and to be able to structure the questionnaire in perfect alignment to achieve an end result. You need the professional at work here for you. You need that. All right. Now, feedback can be instant, feedback can be delayed, and feedback can be on a continuous process. In the systems that you're going to be building, or we're going to be helping you to build at Venture Capital Fund, Global Branding and Marketing, we will be helping you to build systems where you can put all of these things to work. All of these things to work. Because the issue of feedback is not only restricted to the pre-launching of your brand, but feedback mechanism must be put in place throughout the life of your business. You want to be in the know. You want to have a system, a feedback mechanism system to get instant feedback. You want to have a feedback mechanism system to perhaps get delayed feedback. That's more, maybe more detailed information that you're going for. So you have to mail out the questionnaire. So you have to give it to every person that shops at you and ask them to send it back. And you have a continuous process of doing this also. Feedback is so important because this is what literally tells you how your brand is being positioned in the hearts and minds and souls of potential and existing customers. And you want to know this. You want to predetermine this so you can shift and upscale your brand consistency to be able to achieve maximum customer impact. You need this. All right, so we're looking here at step 4, and that is feedback and data compilation. The 5th step that I'm going to be looking at here is what we call data analytics. Data analytics. This also may require some degree of expertise to analyze what the data is actually saying. The questionnaires must be structured to extract certain types of information. And those information must be interpreted by an expert to be able to give you an opportunity to make informed and educated decisions about how to position your brand in the market. So data analytics is very, very important. Now, why this data analytics is important? Let me go through just some of them here. The data analytics is important, one, because it will enable you to do what we call the customer and brand impact analytics. The first thing that you want to know is how the brand, your products, your innovation, your services, you want to know how it is impacting the lives of the specific target market. So the questionnaires must be so designed to extract this information. And when you extract this information, you now have your data analysts will now be able to analyze that data and tell you exactly what it is saying. It will be able to measure the impact the brand is having on this specific target market. And you need to do that, know this. All right. If you can do it for yourself, remember to reach out to us at Global Branding and Marketing. Reach out to us at Venture Capital Fund, Venture Capital Inc. And we will be so happy to work with you and give you our support. Reach out to us for a free consultation. All right. We are here to work with you, and we are pouring the boat and doing anything else but working with you. So the next reason that we're going to be looking at here, it allows you to predetermine your market size, your market density, and your market dispersion. The data analytics can also allow you to do this. We talked early on about knowing the market size, density, and dispersion. Analyzing your data, developing your questionnaires in a particular way, and analyzing the data is likely to give you that kind of information. So in particular communities, you know how much of your specific demographic there. And you can do this throughout an entire borough or an entire country. These are essential marketing skill sets. And guess what? All of this is done before, all this is done pre-launch to your business. It is done long before you do the official launch of the business into the market. So doing all this takes time. And this is one of the reasons why we said in business, there's no instant gratification. In business, you have to do this research perhaps months and years before you actually get that product into the market, because you want to get it right. And I'm going to give some more explanation of why you need to do this. All right. You can also predetermine market viability. And that's a very, very important one. Many persons get into business and you don't understand it. You know, you don't have a clue if the market is viable. You need to know that the market is viable. And the only way you could know if the market is viable, you don't want to speculate on this. You just don't want to depend on secondary market research that might be outdated. You want to get some of the primary research that is highly updated and you could make informed and accurate and educated decision about your market and about the viability of the market. The viability of the market is what's going to really help you to understand if you can cash flow the organization. It will tell you the size of your market, how they're geographically dispersed, your competition, the level of trust that the consumers has with the competition, the level of satisfaction that they have with your competition, where the gaps and the niches are, and how you can best position your brand, your product, your service, your brand to better get into the, pique the interest of the potential customers. This is the reasons why you do the specific demographic research. It's ground zero. You cannot know the market viability. And I know that I said this before in previous podcasts, but I need to bring it to you frequently because it is important. It's an important part of doing business. You want to have this market intelligence so you can make informed and educated decisions. And while I talk about market intelligence, it's also important for you to have financial intelligence. We'll talk about that later on. The sixth step that we're going to be talking about today, we will talk about what we call the full product launch. Well, the full product launch is subjective. You know the sixth step, you want to now go to the full launch. You do your market research, you are happy about the research, you do your product innovation, your service innovation, you do your market testing, step 3, you like the results and so forth and so forth. You like it or you may not like it. You get the feedback, you're assessing, you got the feedback, you do the data analytics, you now come to factors that is going to inform your decision to do a full launch into the market. And this is very important. The concept that I'm going to be going through right now is very important. Now, with all the information that you gather here, 3 things can happen. You can make a decision to fully launch the product into the market. You can make a decision to delay the launch of that product into the market and do more research to gather more information. The first research might not have been as accurate as you expect it to be. Some you might have missed out and left out some critical, areas of questions. So you now have to go back to the market. The feedback that you might have tell you that you have to tweak your product innovation, tweak your service innovation. So you tweak it and now you're going back to the market. So you can go immediately into the launch of that product once the feedback is what you want it to be, or you can have a delayed launch in that product to do more research, to develop the product, to develop the service, to make it perfectly aligned to the specific demographic needs, and then you come back to the market. Or you can make a decision to kill the product idea. Kill the product idea. Yes, I said kill the product idea. Why you may want to kill the product idea? Because again, the research is showing to you that the demographic is small. That 2, the premium products that you're producing is capital intensive. And 3, the repetition of purchase of the specific demographic based on lifestyle and culture and social class is not as frequent to make your brand viable. Yes, you can make a decision to kill the product idea, kill the service idea, because of the information that you're gathering from the research. So the step 6 can go 3 ways. You can either go with the full launch, you can hold it back, delay the launch to do more research, or you can literally kill the idea. And these are all important elements of the market research and the branding and marketing process that you need to do. Now, it might hurt a lot of folks to spend perhaps $1 million, $5 million to do the research. And at the end of the day, you have to kill the product idea. But this is what I want to say. It is better to have the information to make an informed and educated decision as against not having the information. There are people right now across the world who are in business and you don't understand who's your target market. You don't understand their lifestyle, culture, and social class. You don't understand the size of your market. You don't know if your product is perfectly aligned to their dreams and hopes and aspirations. You're not getting the feedback. There's no one doing the data analytics. There's no one, who can help you make an informed and educated decision, but you're in business. But you put in some ads here and some ads there. You're paying staff to manage the portfolio. The portfolio is going down, not being how you want it to be, but you continue to be in business. Are you aware of how much more money you are going to be losing here? Yep, you're going to be losing a whole lot of money. And you need to do every single thing practically and possible to ensure that you can stop this hemorrhaging. All right, so I trust that you would have enjoyed today's program. It has been such a pleasure being with you today. My name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the multiple best-selling author for several books, including Manager's Toolkit and Yes, so I look forward to seeing you in the next broadcast. Be blessed until the next broadcast. See you on the other side.